Rolling. Hello. Oh, hey, Rick.
Hello, everybody. This is Ronnie Milsap.
Hang on, Ronnie, hang on. I got Rick Davis in Texas on the phone. You want to talk to him?
I sure do. Patch him in.
All right, hang on a second. Okay, we should be good now.
Hey, Rick Davis. How are you?
Ronnie Milsap, my goodness, I calling to check on you, see how you doing.
I'm checking on you too, and I know everything's great down in Texas.
It always is. Well, it's even better when you're down here, but it's good while you're gone.
That's great. Well, you brought George Strait. You were responsible for getting him to come to Nashville and record with me on Houston Solution.
Oh. Well, I humbly say that I had a small part in that, I guess, and of connecting all the dots. But goodness gracious, I did not know that I was calling in while you were busy doing a podcast. So
you're so welcome on this podcast. You're my friend, and you ought to be on it.
It's actually a really amazing story of how that came about for your duets album. When you first asked me, it actually happened like this. We were in San Antonio, Texas, and actually your podcast producer there, Mr. Marty.
Hey!
I remember this very clearly. He said, "Hey, Rick, Ronnie wants to talk to you privately on the bus." I was like, "Uh-oh, what did I do? Am I in trouble?"
No.
and I
Never.
So I remember going on the bus, and you said, "Rick, I'm working on this duets album, and I want to put Houston Solution on there for you."
Yeah.
And after I got up off the ground and was like, what? And then you said, and I'd like to do it with George Strait.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? And me being a boy from Texas, and George Strait is basically the president of the country of Texas.
You're right.
And so I was like, my gosh, that would be incredible. And then you kind of knew that I had a long relationship with some of the George Strait camp, which I definitely got to do a shout out to, because his manager, Irv Woolsey, good longtime friend of mine. Actually, interesting story, Ronnie. I don't know if you knew this or not, but Irv Woolsey's dad and my dad, Jimmy Davis, and my grandfather, O.T. Davis, they used to work together in the little oil fields here in Bowling, Texas.
Really?
Yes, sir. And so even before I was born, they all already had a connection together. And so Irv, his dad, and all of them, and my dad and my grandfather, there was already a little bit of a starting there with
a connection there.
Yeah. And it had gone way back. And it's still to this day, to be honest. So Irv's dad owned this property and this little building near my dad and my grandfather. And still to this day, my cousin Larry, he still owns that property and building that Irv Woolsey's dad used to own. Then also my good buddy, Mr. Tom Foote, which is George Strait's tour manager.
Yeah.
So I immediately, after you asked me and we've talked about this, I said, well, I'm going to get on this. And I reached out to them, and Ronnie, they just took off and they said, we're going to get this to George and see what he says. Well, I'm not going to tell you exactly what he said on this podcast, but it was a very affirmative yes that he wanted to do Houston Solution with you.
That's awesome.
George was up here, and he had gotten a brand new airplane.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I said, George, how much that airplane cost? $10 million? I'm not saying. $20 million? I'm not saying. 50 million? I'm not saying. Okay, you're not saying. That's fine.
Nope.
And we sang Houston Solution together, and it was
Ronnie,
great.
I tell you what, I'll never forget it. It was on August 24th, 2017. And you know what? It took a lot of emails, a lot of texts, and a lot of phone calls back and forth. And it took us probably about a good 8 months, because needless to say, you and George Strait, to get both of y'all's schedules together was quite a feat. And but I will tell you, Ronnie, to have y'all in that studio on the same day live, it was literally catching lightning in a bottle.
I believe you. I believe you, brother. I believe you.
And Ronnie, I've got to say a very interesting piece of history here that a lot of people are not going to know unless I tell them this.
Okay, tell them.
That is this. We were in the studio that day, and I'll never forget it. I had my sister Brenda with me.
Yeah.
And your manager, Bert Stein, was there. Your producer, Rob Galbraith, was there. We were all in the control room, and I'll never forget. We were looking through the glass window, and you and George, y'all were just about getting ready to start recording, and it just came to my head. And I said, y'all realize that we're about to watch history here, not country music history, but history, music history. And I don't know who it was said, what do you mean? And I said, you realize that we have over 100 number one hits between the two of them.
That's right.
In the same studio doing a duet together.
Exactly.
That's never happened before.
No, it hasn't.
That's super
in
cool.
any genre of music.
I don't think it'll ever happen again.
Not unless you and George do another song together. And if you do, it better be, I can almost see Houston from here.
Yeah.
But,
oh, I love that.
But you know what, Ronnie? Everybody was like, oh, my gosh. And so, Ronnie, those so-called worthless fact checkers,
Yeah.
they can fact check that, and they'll come to the conclusion that that's never been done before. And you and George Strait are the only two on the planet in any genre of music that have over 100 number one hits together, that did a duet together, and that duet just so happened to be Houston Solution.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
And that's something that most people don't know.
No, they don't.
Well, Rick, while we have you and Ronnie on the phone, I think we should probably have Ronnie take some questions from the fans. Does that sound cool with you?
Absolutely. This is exciting.
Thank you, Mr. Producer.
All right, Ronnie, this question comes from Brian in Ridge Spring, South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
His question for you, Ronnie, is, do you have any good stories on touring with Leon Everett? Thanks, Brian in Ridge Spring, South Carolina.
Hey, Brian, thank you. Leon Everett, I never actually got to tour with him. He was another accomplished artist on RCA. Had a big record on the radio called Hurricane.
Woo!
So I think it was great. But I never actually got to tour with Leon. Thank you for that great question, Brian. What's our next question, Mr. Podcast Producer?
This question comes from Denise Wills from Bakersfield, California. And she writes, hello, Ronnie, from Denise in Bakersfield, California, home of Buck Owens and Merle Haggard. I know you have mastered many styles of music, but have you heard of the Bakersfield sound? And can you play it? Thanks again, and a big 29 your way.
Well, you bet I know the Bakersfield sound. I sure do, and I'm aware of it. I can sing it. I played shows with Merle Haggard, Dwight Yoakam, and of course I played the Crystal Palace many times. Buck Owens' great theater right there in Bakersfield. And they always had such good food.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Some of my fondest memories on the road with you, Ronnie, was playing over there at the Crystal Palace.
Oh, good food and good crowd.
Oh, yeah, we had some great shows over there. And they know how to take care of you and your band, and, man, just spoiled us rotten.
They sure did. Thank you, Marty. That's real good. Thank you, Denise. That's a great question. And, yeah, we're all aware of the Bakersfield sound. I especially love Wynn Stewart, boy, right out of Bakersfield. So if you've got a question for me, send it to questionsformilsap@gmail.com.
How'd you like that, Rick Davis?
Well, Mr. Producer, those were some really good questions.
They're pretty fun, Rick. We learned an awful lot about Ronnie Milsap.
Oh, yeah.
So cool, man. So cool.
Indeed.
It's amazing how we met 32 years ago with my sister Brenda and my boy Big John Calhoun.
Big John!
Yeah. Oh.
Just like the Houston Solution. I mean, the Houston Solution has kind of became our theme song for me and you.
It is, from me to you.
And also vice versa, I guess, because we have really just, I feel like God predestined and put us together for a reason.
Amen.
And that goes way back in my life when I was 8 years old. As a little kid, I knew that one day that I was going to meet you. One day we were going to be friends.
Hey.
One day you were going to play at my wedding, and all of that has came true.
Exactly.
Ronnie, I wonder if I can get Rick Davis to play at my wedding. Oh, wait, I'm already married.
How's little Bree doing?
Well, Ronnie, I tell you what, the changes that are happening with my daughter Bree is so fast
Yeah.
that it's making my head spin. Let me give you the latest on her. She is 8.5 months old. In the last 2 weeks, actually since the last time we were there at your house, she's already learned to roll, crawl. She's got 3 teeth.
Oh,
And all of this has happened in a matter of weeks. And it seems like every day that I go to work and I come back, there's something new.
I'm so proud for you.
And Ronnie, the time that we got to spend with you on that Sunday afternoon,
Yeah.
just recently with Bree, is something that is going to be forever for her, because after my dad passed away, previous to her birth, obviously, which was her papa, you have become obviously the papa on my dad's side.
Hey,
She's got wonderful grandparents on her mother's side.
Jimmy Davis. I love Jimmy Davis.
Jimmy Davis. You and him, y'all had a special bond.
We do.
Yeah, and still do. And I'll never forget the way that you said about his voice was different than anybody else.
It is. If I'm fortunate to get to go to heaven and I hear that voice, I'm going to know it's Jimmy Davis.
You will, and you're going to do that one day, but we still have a race to go. Eventually, you and I, we're going to all get there again. But Bree is very fortunate. She's got wonderful grandparents here on Earth right now, and she's got them on the other side. But here she has just a beautiful grandpa and grandma, Grandpa Kelly and Grandma Sherry, and then my mother, her Meemaw Adelie, and then she's
Yeah.
of course now she has you as her pawpaw number 2.
Boy, that's magic.
So she's well loved and taken care of.
I'm glad. I'm so proud for you, Rick.
Well, you kind of told me something recently. You said I was in the driver's seat or something like that, I think you told me. And that really struck a chord with me, because I have just, I've always looked up to you and my dad as my heroes, my mentors, y'all are my leaders. And
Well, you married the right woman.
well, I did. Oneida is definitely the right one. And not only that, such a wonderful mother. And Bree is just, she's just very fortunate. And we just love her to pieces like you do. And I'm so glad that you got to spend a lot of time with her.
I am too. And I look forward to seeing her next time I'm down there in Texas.
Well, Ronnie, I'm sure there's going to be something soon. And just recently, I was just kind of reminiscing over some things. And I was like, speaking of Houston Solution, I remember the time when you came down here and did the national anthem for the Houston Astros. You remember that?
Oh, yeah, I do.
And then it wasn't too far after that, you did the national anthem there in Nashville for the Titans-Houston Texan game.
I sure did.
Boy, we had a lot of fun there, didn't we?
Ronnie got the wave going out there in Houston at that game. I remember.
He did.
He
got
was
the
jumping
wave
out
going.
of his seat and getting that wave going around the whole stadium.
Boy, how cool.
That was fun.
That was a good time. That was a good time. Hey, Ronnie, before we go, I have a question to ask you that I've always wanted to ask you. And oddly enough, I've never asked you this. On the original Houston Solution, when you had that on, I believe it was on Stranger Things Have Happened album.
Right.
I believe that was in about 89, I think, which would have been only a couple of years right before we met.
Right.
Is there anything about when you go through that process of picking songs or whatever, is there something that you can remember that stood out about that song?
Well, it stood out to me. I knew I wanted to cut it. And there are 2 songs that talk about Houston.
Right.
Houston Solution, and I Can Almost See Houston From Here,
Right.
which was on my live album at the Grand Ole Opry House.
That's right.
And that song was so cool. I loved it. There was a promotion guy for RCA, and he took me to his house in Dallas, and his wife served up some really good nachos. And somehow with that guy, I found that song.
While eating nachos.
It wasn't sent to me or anything. Hanging out with this guy, and his name was Bill McLean.
Okay.
It's different than Bill Mack.
Uh-huh.
Bill McLean was a promotion guy for RCA. Great guy. Great guy.
Makes a mean batch of nachos.
Yeah, and for some reason, through him, I found that song. I thought, my Lord, I'm going to cut that.
So you were just immediately drawn to it.
Yeah.
I've always been curious, and I've never really asked you. So
Well, there's always something really cool going on about Houston. Always has been.
Well, and you always get such a huge reception here, no doubt, anytime in Texas, anywhere, really. I mean,
I played somewhere at the Houston Music Theater.
yes.
And
But
Glenn Campbell had a song out there called Houston, I'm coming to see you. So I opened my show with that night.
Really?
Folks loved it.
I do remember also another story. A long time ago, you told me that you and Joyce, in the early days, y'all drove to Houston to record here.
I sure did.
I don't remember exactly what you recorded or what you did there, but I'd sure be interested in hearing that story again.
Oh, it's great. We lived just south of Atlanta in Jonesboro, Georgia.
Right.
And I said, folks in New York have told me to go to Houston and record with Huey P. Moe. And I said, so are we going to fly down there? She said, no, I'll drive you down there.
Joyce said this.
She was the perfect wife, no doubt.
Of course.
And the best looking chauffeur Ronnie's ever had.
Damn right.
I can guarantee you've never had a bus driver that hot.
No.
Careful, you're going to get me in trouble.
Okay, Mr. Producer, let's get back to the story. So Joyce is going to drive you here.
Yeah, we went to Houston. And
do you know about what year this was?
Yeah, probably 73.
Okay.
I just come to Nashville.
Okay.
But she wanted to drive us down to Houston. We had a van that Scepter got for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so we drove down in that van, got down there, met up with Steve Tyrell, who was the head of promotion at Scepter Records. Met up with him, and he said, well, Huey's got a studio over here in Pasadena. And I went in, and Huey said, we're going to cut some songs. You want to listen? I said, play them. He played them, and I cut a song called Ain't No Soul Left in These Old Shoes Since You've Been Gone.
Now, question real quick. Was it a country or blues? Because that's a good title.
Yeah, it's country, but it's bluesy too. He had this great song. I loved it. I cut it called Your Tears Leave Me Cold. Boy.
That cuts deep.
What a song. And Joyce always wants to hear that.
Right.
Every time I can play it, because I got a copy of it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. And that Huey P. Moe, I'd done work with him before, and I liked him. And he had publishing, he had songs in there. And eventually, when they said, okay, now you're going to have to cut this album.
Right.
I was cutting a brand new album with a guy named Dan Penn in Memphis.
Uh-huh.
And they said, we needed an opening song. I said, I know what it is. It's a Huey P. Moe catalog song called Dedicate the Blues to Me, great record.
My gosh.
Bobby Wood plays the intro on that thing on the piano.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah, he's great.
Wow.
And then Dan Penn took that album to Los Angeles and added horns and strings and background vocals.
Wow.
It's a great album. For Warner Brothers, it's just called Ronnie Milsap. They tell me it's the Red album.
Is that available for anybody to hear, or they can buy? Or I mean,
I don't know if you can buy that anymore. We got a copy of it here. It's on vinyl, which I love anyway.
Oh, well, I sure hope I get to hear that.
That song is so good. I have Google every day. I have an okay Google play Dedicate the Blues to Me, and there it comes.
Whoa. Next time I'm with you, I'm going to have you play that for me. In all these years, I've never heard that.
I'll be happy to. I'll be happy to play it for you, my friend. A lot of these songs are on previous podcasts.
Excellent.
But I'm so tickled and so joyful to have you on my podcast today.
Well, Ronnie, it's a surprise and a privilege, and I'm very humbled by it because I was just calling to check on you, and I tell you what, this is very exciting, and I'm so excited that you're busy and that you're doing these podcasts for everybody to hear these incredible stories. And I'll tell you what, I'm working on another. So we did Houston Solution with George Strait. I played my small role there, and I also played the small role of getting you for Prisoner of the Highway on your duets. My good friend Jake LaGrone helped me get you our buddy Jason Aldean on that.
Oh, I love that. He was great on that.
And so we're working to get that. I'm reaching out to them to get Jason. He's such a huge fan of yours, and we're going to see if we can't get him on one of your future podcasts as well.
Hey, that would be incredible.
Have your people contact our people.
Yeah.
Man, did y'all blow it out of the studio that day on Prisoner of the Highway?
We did. And it's so funny because somebody handed him the lyrics, and he said, "Leave me alone. I know this song. I know this song ever since it came out. I've been singing it."
Yeah, he used to sing it to his mother in the kitchen when we've had some conversations with me, him, and Jake. He's like, "Man, I used to play that all the time in the kitchen to my mom." And so he's such a good guy. You two, y'all cut that. I was there on that one also, and that was so fast that if you went to the restroom and came back, y'all already had it mastered and done. Like it was within a couple of takes.
Well, that thing was already out on the radio.
Yeah, it was already in the can, like they used to say.
That's it.
Well,
Rick, thank you so much for joining me today on this podcast.
Well, thank you, Ronnie. And I'll tell you what an honor. And I'll tell you this, that one day my daughter, Bree, she'll be able to listen to your Ronnie Milsap podcast and hear her daddy and her papa talking like this. And
won't that be cool?
It's going to be cool because she will hear it one day and when she's older. And it's all about leaving that legacy. And it's all about that circle of life. And Ronnie, I just thank God for you. Our friendship over these years, I knew it was going to be when I was a kid. God predestined me and you to be together for a reason.
Exactly.
Through the good and the bad, we've been there even during the hard times. And I will tell you this, we've got a lot of more good times ahead of us.
We sure do.
And I love you so much.
Hey, I love you so much, Rick Davis, my friend down in Houston, Texas.
And thank you so much for gracing me with this honor, and I will always cherish this moment.
Hey, it's wonderful, man, and thanks for being on.
I love you, Ronnie Milsap.
I love you, Rick Davis, and we'll say bye to my friend Rick Davis.
Ronnie Milsap, just for now, until next time.
Yeah, until next time. Okay, Mr. Podcast Producer, we talked about Rick Davis and I were talking about Houston Solution. So why don't we play that record right now?
I've got some friends down in Houston who know me quite well. They'll be more than happy to put me up for a spell. I can hang out or hide out, whichever I choose. They won't ask me questions about why I've got the blues. I've got a Houston solution in mind. All it takes is a call on the telephone line,
and I can leave all these problems in Nashville behind. I've got a Houston solution in mind. That's right. Their troubles will follow, and they'll find you someday. Well, there's no use to argue, 'cause he's probably right. But I've run out of options, and I'm leaving tonight.
I've got a Houston solution in mind. All it takes is a call on the telephone line,
And I can leave all these problems in Nashville behind.
I've got a Houston solution in mind.
I've got a Houston solution in mind.
I've got a Houston solution.
Don't forget you can catch my podcast on YouTube and RonnieMilsap.com. 29.